ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
ほうほう。では十分近づくがよい。
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
5 months later.
Wait.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
You can't keep getting away with this!
Okay, let's go to the start, where Ellen was the best character in the game. But first, thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Are you still stuck using your crusty old browser? Unlock the ultimate browsing experience with GX mods from Opera GX. You want customization? Opera GX goes full gacha levels of extra. We're talking about animated wallpapers, reactive live backgrounds, custom splash screens, all from your favorite games. Throw in background music, custom keyboard and tab sounds, UI fonts and icons, and you have to check out the shaders. You can add unlimited amounts of visuals to your screen. Additionally, if you happen to be binging a never-ending anime series, you can pop any video out into a floating resizable window so you can keep watching while grinding or working, all without missing a frame. Thinking about switching but worried about losing your bookmarks, extensions, or browsing history from your previous browsers? Opera GX has a quick import tool that does all of that for you in seconds. All you have to do is click the settings, synchronization, import bookmarks and settings, and import. And the switch is that easy. It's also compatible with every Google Chrome extension. So hit that link in the description or the pinned comment and download Opera GX for free today. Now back to the video. When times are much simpler, Ellen was the strongest character. As a shark enjoyer myself, she was one of the 4 characters that I have her signature weapon on, and I also put a lot of investment into her. She has some pretty useful tools in her kit like enemy grouping, good range, and a faster run, and even after a wave of anomaly characters that were introduced, she still performed fairly well in terms of damage. However, this would soon change.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
So yeah, balance was thrown out the window with Miyabi. Pretty much stronger than every damage dealer released previously, and she just happened to overlap with Ellen's element. Now with only 5 elements in the game, it was bound to happen eventually, but no one really expected a difference of such a scale. Compared to Ellen, Miyabi has more damage, more survivability, more range, more team flexibility, and she even moves faster. Okay, I'll try to keep the Miyabi glaze to a minimum. I get it, she's like a void hunter, you know, she's like special. She was hyped up in the beta tests and released as a promotional character on the soft relaunch. She was designed to be a cut above. Comparing these two is like comparing A ranks to S ranks in a way. Like you can't expect the A rank to be better than the S rank. Oh wait, that's a bad example. You can't expect the A rank to be better than the S rank. Still, this wasn't that big of a problem since Ellen, if you played her well, could still get max stars in Shield defense and deadly assault, even with a team from the start of the game. But with the release of stronger and stronger characters, a higher ceiling results in higher health pools, which leads us to power creep. Power creep is an increase in strength of new playable units. It's a natural course in these combat-based gacha games that incentivize players to get the next new character to clear harder content. But this usually takes a while to happen, because having a character you just got become irrelevant is not very good for retaining players. Usually characters have different mechanics to prevent this from happening, like triggering lighter for example. While they're both stun characters, they stun in different ways and they also work on different teams, and it's really hard to say which one's better than the other. Also, the class system kinda makes them different, like for attackers they usually deal damage in the stun window, while anomaly characters just kinda deal damage all the time. But all these kind of fall into 3 major archetypes. You have characters that deal damage, you have characters that do stun, and you have characters that just buff the team. So at the end of the day, anomaly characters and attack characters do the same thing pretty much, it's just that their playstyles are different. And some playstyles are better. Comparing Miyabi to Ellen is like, well, Miyabi's a bit better than Ellen on a stun team, but Miyabi's a lot better on anomaly teams, which basically frees up teammates that Ellen can use. So while she is stronger, you still have the option to run both given the correct characters. So this brings us to the second part of Ellen's downfall. This brings us to the arrival of the newest character, Hugo Vlad, which directly overlaps with Ellen in terms of both element and type. It just happens that Ellen is the first case of having a limited character in the same role. So now Hugo will become the new best ice attacker. This wouldn't really be that big of a problem if they're similar in strength, but based on Hugo's kit, Hugo simply has mechanics that give him more damage during the stun window while also sharing similar teams. And this does not bode well for the Shark, unfortunately. So while Ellen is worse than the other ice damage dealers, does it really make her bad? As of currently, Ellen can clear endgame content with enough investment and skill if the enemy weakness type aligns. Last use cycle was very unfavorable towards Ellen due to the release of Vivian and it being more anomaly focused, so I wasn't able to get under 2-minute 30-second clear. However, this cycle is very favorable and my Ellen team managed to get a minute and 32 seconds. Granted, this boss isn't very hard, but it shows that the 1.0 team is still viable. For Deadly Assault, it turns out Unknown Corruption Complex is actually easier than Bringer, even though it doesn't have a nice weakness. Also, Bringer's mechanics are very unfriendly to Ellen. It's almost like they're designed for one character. Unfortunately, I still wasn't able to get the full clear with this team. Now since I've triggered, that's a different story. I was able to get 24,000 points on this boss, and I reckon it would be easy with any of these supports. Additionally, in previous Deadly Assaults, this team was able to easily clear. At the end of the day, if you can clear endgame content with her, then she really isn't that bad, just simply worse than the other ice damage dealer. But that's the problem. With 1.0 coming to a close, the next round of 2.0 characters will probably end up overlapping our current cast in terms of strength, which further leads us down to increases in enemy health. With Ellen already being outclassed twice in a year, another year might be the end of this team for good. But this is a team-based game, and like the other Hoyoverse games, the strength of your team largely comes from supports, unless you're Nevalette. So if you have Astra and Lighter alongside your Ellen, you'll still probably be able to complete the hardest content for a really long time in the foreseeable future, and the ZZ team might have plans to buff older characters. So what changes would I make to Ellen? Obviously, first is higher multipliers. Second is their interruption resistance and iframes. Literally every agent these days has some sort of built-in iframe on their attacks, or a built-in dodge. Meanwhile, Ellen's stacks, which are her main gameplay feature, are sometimes really annoying to get, especially against a boss that attacks fast. I feel like her Mindscape 1 should be the default in terms of stack generation, but I don't think that's happening. Third, I would also give her charge attack more range. It's one of the few attacks that has some form of crowd control, so why not make it bigger and also group enemies closer? It could really help speed up the first wave of enemies in Shield defense. With all these changes, she could definitely stand on her own as more of a hybrid on-field damage dealer with more interruption resistance compared to Hugo, who is much better as a stun attack. So yeah, not bad. Miyabi's better though.